Okay, so we're working with an XY plane, so we should probably start by labeling the y-axis, the vertical axis, and the x-axis, the horizontal axis. Now the XY plane breaks it up into 4 quadrants. Starting in the top right corner is quadrant 1, moving counterclockwise, top left is 2, bottom left is 3, and bottom right is 4. So top right, counterclockwise until you get to 4. All right. We know we start at 0 degrees, and a straight line, so the other side of the x-axis is 180 degrees. Halfway between that, top of the y-axis has to be 90. Bottom of the y between 180 and 360 is 270 degrees. Okay, so broken up into 90-degree slots. Notice that 0 degrees and 360 are at the same position. They're the same. It's just all the way around the circle. All right, now we normally go counterclockwise. You could also go clockwise. Clockwise is negative angles. So starting at 0, going the opposite way, you got negative 90 is the same as 270. Negative 180 and positive 180 are the same. Negative 270 is the same as 90 degrees. And then negative 360 is the same as 0, which is the same as 360. All right, so we have the standard position for angles when we graph them in the XY plane. It's called standard position. It's when the vertex of the angle is on the origin, 0, 0. The initial side is where your angle starts. It always starts on the positive x-axis. Okay. Your terminal side is where the angle ends. Okay, so you got the positive x-axis, always where it starts, and then wherever it ends, whatever your angle is. So that blue line is the initial side, and the red line is the terminal side. Okay. Let's label these. Initial and the terminal. Okay. Now there's 2 ways we could measure this angle. You can measure it going counterclockwise, which would make it a positive angle. Or you could do it going the opposite way, counterclockwise, which would make a negative angle. Okay. But they represent the same side. Okay. It's the same initial side, it's the same terminal side. Okay. Just they're going to have different measures. So one's going to be positive, one's going to be negative. And just, what quadrant are we in? Our terminal side, you always label it by the terminal side. The terminal side in this case is in the second quadrant, top left. All right, so we said we have 2 angles with different measurements, but they represent the same thing. Those are called coterminal angles. They're angles with the same terminal side when it's graphed in standard position. All right, so like we said, you could have one going positive, you could have one going negative. Okay, and there's more. There's an infinite number of coterminal angles. Okay. So this is our angle. Going counterclockwise would be the positive version. Clockwise would be the negative version. You'd also go around the circle more than once. Okay, going all the way around a circle, you end up in the same spot. So how do you find coterminal angles? Well, you go all the way around the circle. You want to add or subtract 360 degrees from whatever your angle is, from whatever you're trying to find. So for these 3 examples, we're going to add 360 to 50, gives us 410. That's one coterminal angle. Another coterminal angle would be doing 50 minus 360 to give us negative 310 degrees. All 3 of those angle measurements represent the exact same terminal side. Same thing on B. Add 360 to get 240 from negative 120, and 240 have the same terminal side. And those 2 also share a terminal side with negative 480 when you subtract. Okay, and then 270 degrees, 630 degrees, and negative 90 degrees, again, all represent the same terminal side, not the same angle measurement, but the same angle in this plane, in the XY plane. All right, what happens if you have a really large angle and you don't know how to graph that? Okay. Well, you want to keep adding and subtracting 360 degrees until you get an angle between 0 and 360. Okay, because we know, we have those quadrants that are, going 90-degree chunks. So if you get your angle between 0 and 360, you're going to know what quadrant you're in. You're going to know how to graph it, or, we're just going to do rough sketches. So we got 1,110 degrees. Well, that's not between 0 and 360, so we're going to subtract 360. It's still not. Subtract 360 again, still not. Subtract it again, and you finally get a 30-degree angle. So 30 degrees and 1,110 degrees are the same terminal side. Okay. But the 30-degree angle, which I'll label in blue, is this tiny angle, whereas 110 degrees, you're going to have to go all the way around the circle once, twice, 3 times, and you're done.